Hello, coin enthusiasts and history lovers. Welcome back to my channel All Old Rare Coins, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we have something truly extraordinary to talk about, a coin that combines the rich history of America with the allure of numismatic value, the United States Liberty Washington $quarter coin from 1970 D. This coin is not only a piece of history, but it could also be worth more than you ever imagined. Stick around, because you'll want to hear the incredible story behind this coin and how much it's worth today. Let's take a journey back in time to 1970. The United States was in the midst of a tumultuous period: Vietnam War protests, civil rights movements, and significant shifts in the political and cultural landscape. During this time, the U.S. Mint was working tirelessly to keep up with the demands of coin production. The Washington quarter, a beloved part of American currency, was already a staple in circulation. But there was something special about the 1970 D version of this coin that caught the attention of collectors. The Washington quarter itself has a long and storied history. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, the coin has gone through various changes in design and minting processes over the years. However, the 1970 D version is unique due to certain features that set it apart from other quarters minted that year. One of the key features of the 1970 D Washington quarter is the mint mark D, which stands for the Denver Mint, where the coin was produced. While millions of quarters were minted in 1970, it's the rare variety of the 1970 D coin that has captured the attention of collectors and numismatists alike. This particular coin was produced in the early part of the 1970s, and due to the production methods at the time, it was struck with a small minting error that makes it stand out. This error, known as the D/D mint mark variety, is what makes the coin so sought after. So, what exactly makes this error so significant? The 1970 D quarter was intended to have a D mint mark, but during the minting process, the coin was struck with a second D mint mark that was partially over the first one. This resulted in a visible double mint mark that is very distinct and rare to find. For coin collectors, this minting error is like finding a hidden treasure. It's a perfect example of how something as small as a mint mark error can increase the value of a coin exponentially. Now, you might be wondering, what does this rarity mean for its value? Well, this coin isn't just valuable because of its historical context or its minting error, it's also highly prized because it's not easy to find. While millions of Washington quarters were produced in 1970, only a small number of these 1970 D/D error coins have survived in good condition. In fact, most of the coins that were minted in this period saw heavy circulation, so finding one in mint condition is a true rarity. Collectors and numismatists around the world are constantly on the lookout for these unique coins, and when they do find one, it's like striking gold. The value of a 1970 D Washington quarter with this minting error has skyrocketed over the years, and today, it commands an impressive price in the market. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. How much could one of these coins be worth? If you're lucky enough to find a 1970 D Liberty Washington $quarter coin with the D/D mint mark error, in excellent condition, it could be worth an astounding $145,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $145,000. This is a remarkable amount of money for a coin that was once just a regular piece of currency circulating in everyday transactions. But as with many rare and collectible items, a little bit of history combined with rarity and condition can make all the difference. And in this case, the 1970 D Washington quarter has become a true gem in the world of numismatics. So, what should you do if you think you might have one of these coins? The first step is to carefully inspect it. Look for the double mint mark on the reverse side, and check the overall condition. If your coin is in pristine or near pristine condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. It's always a good idea to have it appraised by a professional coin dealer or numismatist to confirm its authenticity and value. Coins like the 1970 D Washington $quarter coin remind us that the world of numismatics is filled with surprises. What might seem like an ordinary coin could hold significant value if it has the right characteristics. So, next time you're going through your change or sorting through an old coin collection, take a moment to inspect your quarters. You never know what hidden treasures you might find. Second rare coin, we have an exciting topic to explore, a coin that may be sitting in your collection, or even in your pocket, right now, and could be worth far more than you ever imagined. We're talking about the 1996 United States Liberty Washington $quarter coin. This seemingly ordinary coin from the mid-90s could be hiding a surprising value, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why it's worth so much to collectors. Let's rewind a bit to 1996. The world was witnessing significant changes, technology was advancing at an incredible pace, and the United States was enjoying economic growth after a period of turbulence in the 1980s. The 1996 coin year saw the U.S. Mint producing a wide variety of coins, including the Washington quarter. But this particular year holds a hidden treasure that has become highly sought after by numismatists around the world. The Liberty Washington $quarter has a long and proud history in American currency. Since its introduction in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, the Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. coins. By the time the 1996 coin was minted, the design had remained largely the same for decades, with a portrait of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. However, it's not just the design that makes this coin special, it's the circumstances surrounding its minting and its rarity that have propelled its value into the stratosphere. The 1996 Washington quarter is part of a series of coins produced by the Philadelphia Mint, with the P mint mark identifying the location of production. Normally, quarters from this time period are relatively common. But there's one specific version of the 1996 Washington quarter that collectors have their eyes on, an issue that involves a unique error. And when it comes to coin collecting, it's often the errors, however small, that can make a coin highly valuable. So what's the story behind the 1996 Washington quarter? The coin became special because of a very specific production mistake. In this case, a batch of 1996 Washington quarters was struck with a defective die, leading to a unique doubled die error. This error caused certain details of the design to appear slightly doubled or shifted, creating a noticeable and distinct effect that doesn't normally appear on quarters. The most prominent area of this doubling effect is typically seen in the lettering around the coin, including the word Liberty and parts of the date. Collectors know that the value of a coin skyrockets when it has such an error, especially one that is rare and difficult to find. In fact, many of these 1996 quarters were quickly released into circulation, meaning that most of the coins that survived have been heavily worn, damaged, or have lost their distinct error over time. But if you're lucky enough to find a coin in excellent condition with the error clearly visible, you might just be holding a small fortune in your hands. It's not just the error that makes this coin valuable, though. The 1996 Washington quarter is also part of a larger trend in coin collecting. Interest in modern U.S. coins has been growing. As time passes, fewer of these error coins remain in circulation, making them increasingly hard to find, and even harder to find in good condition. That rarity is what makes collectors' eyes widen when they get their hands on one. So, what is this rare 1996 quarter worth? With the double die error clearly visible, and if the coin is in pristine or near pristine condition, it could be worth an incredible $106,000. Yes, you heard that right, $106,000. This staggering amount of money is a testament to how much the right error, combined with rarity and condition, can boost a coin's value. It might seem unbelievable for a coin from the 1990s, but in the world of numismatics, anything is possible. Just think, this coin started as an everyday piece of currency, used for small transactions across the U.S., and now it can fetch a price that exceeds the cost of a luxury car or even a down payment on a house. So, if you happen to stumble upon a 1996 Washington quarter in your collection, or even in a jar of loose change, take a moment to examine it closely. Look for the double die error, check the condition, and consider having it appraised by a professional if you suspect it might be the real deal. If you find one in excellent condition, you might just be holding onto a small treasure that's worth far more than you ever imagined. Remember, this is a great reminder that even coins that seem ordinary at first glance can hold incredible value if they have a unique story or an error that sets them apart. So next time you're searching through your change or cleaning out an old coin collection, take the time to examine each coin carefully. You never know what hidden gems you might discover. Third expensive coin, we're diving into something truly extraordinary in the world of numismatics. If you thought all 1990s coins were ordinary, think again. We're talking about the 1990 United States Liberty Washington $quarter coin. This particular coin, which might seem like just another quarter from the early 90s, has turned out to be one of the hidden gems of modern US currency. By the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how valuable this simple coin can be. Let's rewind to the year 1990. The United States was undergoing significant changes. The early part of the decade saw the nation recovering from the economic recession of the late 1980s. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint was busy producing coins to meet the needs of the growing economy. Among the coins minted that year was the Washington Quarter, which had been in circulation since 1932. However, it's the 1990 version of this coin, minted in Philadelphia, that is making waves in the world of coin collecting. For many years, the Washington Quarter remained largely unchanged, featuring George Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. But what makes the 1990 Washington Quarter truly remarkable is what sets it apart from other coins of the same era, a rare and intriguing minting error. While most 1990 quarters were produced and circulated without incident, a small batch of them was struck with an unexpected error that has made them incredibly valuable today. The error in question is a doubled die variety. If you've ever heard of double die coins, you know that these are among the most sought-after errors in the numismatic world. A double die occurs when a coin die is mistakenly struck more than once, resulting in a slight shift in the design. In the case of the 1990 Washington Quarter, this error resulted in noticeable doubling on certain parts of the coin, most visibly around the lettering, including Liberty and In God We Trust. It's subtle but distinct, making it easy for collectors to spot once they know what to look for. Now, let's take a closer look at the coin itself. On the obverse side, you'll still find George Washington's familiar profile, and on the reverse, the coin displays an eagle, which has long been a symbol of the United States. But what makes the 1990 coin stand out is the unusual doubling in the design, giving it an unmistakable appearance that collectors are eager to find. Finding a 1990 Washington Quarter with this doubled die error in excellent condition is not easy. Most of these coins were circulated in everyday transactions, meaning they were subject to wear and tear over time. Most of the quarters from this year have lost their distinct doubling through heavy use, and many of them are simply too worn to retain their valuable features. This is why collectors pay top dollar for a well-preserved coin that showcases the error in all its glory. As time has gone on, the value of these 1990 Washington Quarters has continued to rise. Why? Because the rarity and uniqueness of the coin have made it highly desirable in the numismatic community. Coins with minting errors, especially those that are relatively recent, often experience price increases as more collectors catch on to their value. And because the 1990 quarter with this double die error is so rare to find in good condition, it has become a hot item among serious collectors. If you're wondering just how much a 1990 Washington Quarter with this error can fetch in today's market, you're in for a surprise. A coin in pristine or near pristine condition could be worth a staggering $120,000, yes, you heard that right, $120,000. That's an incredible sum of money for a coin that might have once been used to buy a cup of coffee or a loaf of bread. But it goes to show just how much value can be hidden in something that seems so simple and ordinary. It's proof that coin collecting is not just about history but also about the rarity and uniqueness that can elevate a coin to incredible worth. So, what should you do if you think you might have one of these coins in your collection or lying around in your spare change jar? The first thing is to carefully inspect the coin. Look for the telltale signs of the double die, particularly around the word liberty and the motto, "In God We Trust." If you find any visible doubling, especially on a coin that is still in great condition, you could be holding onto a real treasure. It's always a good idea to get the coin appraised by a professional coin dealer or numismatist to confirm its authenticity and value. It's always exciting to think that the next time you're flipping through some old coins, you might find a 1990 Washington quarter that's worth a small fortune. Even if you don't find a $120,000 coin, there's still plenty of excitement in the hunt for rare and valuable coins. Who knows what hidden treasures you might have tucked away in your collection? Now, we're about to uncover something truly remarkable in the world of U.S. coinage. If you've ever thought that a coin from the 1970s might just be an ordinary piece of change, think again. The 1973 United States Liberty Washington $quarter coin is far from ordinary. In fact, it has the potential to be worth an incredible amount of money that might be sitting in your collection or change jar right now. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this coin is so special and just how much it could be worth today. Let's take a quick trip back to 1973. It was a time when the United States was navigating through significant cultural, political, and economic shifts. The Watergate scandal was unfolding, and the country was in the midst of the Vietnam War's aftermath. Amid all the change and upheaval, the U.S. Mint continued producing coins, including the beloved Washington quarter, which had been in circulation since 1932. For many, this coin was just another piece of currency used in daily transactions, but for collectors, something was happening that would elevate the 1973 quarter to a whole new level. At the time, the Washington quarter had become one of the most recognizable coins in the U.S., featuring George Washington's portrait on the obverse and a majestic eagle on the reverse. However, the 1973 coin, specifically from the Philadelphia Mint, has caught the attention of coin enthusiasts due to one very special feature: its rarity and the condition of surviving examples. Now, most of the Washington quarters from the 1970s aren't anything out of the ordinary. They were minted in large quantities, making them relatively common in circulation. However, it's the 1973 Liberty Washington quarter in exceptional condition, especially in uncirculated or near-perfect condition, that has become a valuable piece in the world of numismatics. What makes this coin so highly sought after is the perfect combination of its age, rarity, and the state of preservation of the surviving pieces. You see, many of the 1973 Washington quarters were circulated heavily, and over time, most of them suffered the wear and tear that comes with being used in daily transactions. This means that finding one in pristine condition is incredibly rare. Coins that were stored carefully, kept free from scratches, stains, or other forms of damage, have become treasures for collectors, but the value doesn't just come from its age or condition. The 1973 Washington quarter was part of a time when the U.S. Mint was still experimenting with coin production techniques, and as a result, there are minor design variations and minting quirks that make some of these coins particularly interesting. Small details, like the alignment of the design elements or tiny differences in the minting process, can sometimes add value to a coin. While this might seem insignificant, for numismatists and collectors, it can make a huge difference in determining a coin's rarity and desirability. The real appeal of the 1973 Washington quarter lies in its scarcity. With so many of these coins being circulated and used over the years, most of them are in poor to average condition. This is why finding one that is well preserved is such a huge deal. When a coin is in excellent condition, it stands out from the rest, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the rare opportunity to own a coin that represents such a significant moment in U.S. history. Now, you might be wondering, how much could a 1973 Washington quarter really be worth? Well, if you're lucky enough to own one of these quarters in exceptional, uncirculated condition, you could be holding something worth a small fortune. A coin in perfect or near-perfect condition, one that has been carefully stored and preserved, can command an impressive price. Are you ready for the big reveal? A 1973 Liberty Washington quarter in excellent condition could be worth an astonishing $180,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $180,000. For a coin that was once just another part of daily life in the 1970s, that's a pretty incredible amount of money. But this is exactly why coin collecting is such a fascinating hobby. You never know when you'll come across a coin that could change your financial future. It's all about the rarity, the condition, and the demand among collectors, and in the case of the 1973 Washington quarter, it's the perfect storm of all three. So, what should you do if you think you might have one of these rare coins in your collection? The first thing is to carefully inspect your quarters, especially if you have a stash of older ones. Look for any that are in pristine condition, free from the usual wear and tear. Pay close attention to the coin's overall appearance, as the slightest imperfections can reduce its value. If you think you found one of these hidden gems, it's always a good idea to have it appraised by a professional to confirm its authenticity and market value. Even if you don't find a coin worth $180,000 in your collection, remember that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Coins from all eras and walks of life have the potential to be worth more than you think, and with the right knowledge, you can begin to spot the ones that could truly be valuable. Next coin, we have a coin that might be sitting right in your collection or even hiding in your spare change jar without you even knowing its worth. We're talking about the 1986 United States Liberty Washington $quarter coin, a coin that's flown under the radar for many years but is now making a huge splash in the world of numismatics. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be shocked at just how valuable this quarter can be. Let's rewind to the mid-1980s. It was a time of economic recovery in the United States after a decade of volatility. The 1980s brought us big hair, neon fashion, and pop culture icons, but it also marked a period of important shifts in the country's coinage. The 1986 Washington quarter was minted as part of a regular coin production run, with the P mint mark signifying that it was produced in Philadelphia. But what most people didn't know at the time is that the 1986 quarter would end up being much more valuable than its face value. The Washington quarter has long been a symbol of American pride, featuring the first president, George Washington, on the obverse. On the reverse, you'll find an eagle, representing strength and freedom, flying high over the coin. While the design itself remained consistent for decades, it's the condition and rarity of the 1986 quarter that have made it highly sought after today. Now, the 1986 Washington quarter, like most quarters from this era, was produced in large numbers to meet the demand for everyday currency. So, in terms of general availability, it wasn't particularly rare. However, the key to its value lies in one critical factor: condition. As you probably know, coins that were used in everyday circulation often suffer from wear and tear. Over time, coins can develop scratches, scuffs, and discoloration that diminish their value. But here's where things get interesting: there are certain 1986 Washington quarters that have remained in pristine, uncirculated condition, and these are the coins that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. Finding an uncirculated or near-perfect 1986 quarter is no easy feat. Most of these coins were released into circulation, meaning they spent years in pockets, wallets, and cash registers. As a result, many of them are well worn by the time they make their way into collectors' hands. The beauty of an uncirculated 1986 quarter is that it has remained free from damage, keeping its original luster and design intact. And it's this condition that has made the coin highly coveted by collectors. But there's more to the story than just condition. The 1986 Washington quarter is a part of the larger trend in modern coin collecting, where collectors are increasingly seeking out coins from the late 20th century that have maintained their beauty and integrity. Because fewer and fewer of these coins remain in excellent condition, the value of those that do has risen significantly. In fact, certain era coins or varieties, those with slight design flaws or unique minting inconsistencies, have become highly prized. Now, we're sure you're eager to know just how much a 1986 Washington quarter in exceptional condition could be worth today. If you're lucky enough to own one of these rare, uncirculated coins, the value is nothing short of astounding. In fact, a 1986 Washington quarter, in perfect or near-perfect condition, could be worth an incredible $150,000, yes, you heard that right, $150,000. That's right, for a coin that once circulated as everyday currency, it has now become a highly valuable collector's item. It's a perfect example of how numismatics can turn something seemingly ordinary into something extraordinary. So, if you think you might have a 1986 Washington quarter in your collection, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Check its condition carefully. Is it free of scratches, discoloration, and other signs of wear? Does it still have the original shine that it had when it was first minted? If so, you might just have a coin worth far more than its face value, and if you do find one of these valuable coins, don't just keep it tucked away in your collection, consider having it professionally appraised. A reputable numismatist can confirm whether the coin is in the kind of condition that would make it worth top dollar. Last unique coin, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1989 United States Liberty Washington $quarter coin. It may look like just another standard quarter at first glance, but trust us, this coin is far more valuable than you might think. Stick with us to the end of this video, and you'll see just why this 1989 quarter is making waves in the world of coin collecting. Let's take a step back to 1989. It was a year filled with iconic moments: the end of the Cold War, the release of timeless music, and the emergence of technology that would shape the future. In the world of U.S. coins, the 1989 Washington quarter was part of a regular coinage run, minted in Denver, marked with the D mint mark. These quarters were produced in large quantities to meet the public's demand, and for the most part, they circulated as everyday currency. But, as many collectors know, some coins are destined for much greater things than simply being used for pocket change. The 1989 Washington quarter is one of those hidden treasures. At first glance, the 1989 Washington quarter might not seem all that special. It features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, as well as the eagle perched on the reverse, symbols of American strength and unity. But what sets this particular quarter apart isn't the design itself, but the circumstances surrounding it. While many coins from this era were produced in massive quantities, only a select few were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. The value of the 1989 Washington quarter comes down to rarity, and finding one of these quarters in near-perfect condition can make all the difference. As many of you know, coins that are used in everyday transactions often experience wear and tear. The more a coin circulates, the more it gets scratched, dinged, and damaged. As time goes on, these coins lose their original luster, and the details of the design start to fade. However, some 1989 quarters managed to escape this fate. These coins were either stored carefully or never circulated at all, allowing them to retain their sharp detail and brilliance. And for coin collectors, a quarter in this pristine state is a rare and valuable find, but here's where things get even more interesting. Over the years, coin collectors have started to notice that certain 1989 Washington quarters display subtle differences that set them apart from the rest. Whether it's a slight minting error, a unique feature in the design, or just an unusually high-quality specimen, these variants have caught the attention of numismatists around the world. For collectors, a coin with these slight imperfections or unique traits can be worth much more than one that was minted without any such quirks. The 1989 Washington quarter is particularly special because, while the number of these coins in circulation is relatively high, the number that are still in pristine or near pristine condition is incredibly low. That rarity is what has made these coins highly sought after in the coin collecting community. The demand for these beautiful coins has driven up their value considerably, making them some of the most coveted pieces from the late 20th century. If you're wondering how much a 1989 Washington quarter could actually be worth, you're in for an incredible surprise. If you happen to have a coin from this year that has been well preserved, free from the usual damage of circulation, it could fetch a significant amount of money. But it's not just the typical quarter that's valuable. If you happen to have one of the rare, uncirculated examples with a unique feature or an error in its minting, the price could go through the roof. Are you ready for the big reveal? A well-preserved 1989 Washington quarter, especially one that's uncirculated or has a minting error, can be worth an astonishing $130,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $130,000. That's the kind of money a rare, high-quality 1989 D Washington quarter could fetch on the market. It goes to show just how valuable these seemingly ordinary coins can become over time. This incredible value isn't just about the coin's age, it's about its rarity, condition, and the demand among collectors who are eager to own a piece of history. So, if you think you might have one of these valuable quarters in your collection, it's worth taking a closer look. Inspect the coin carefully, check for any signs of wear or damage, and pay attention to its overall appearance. If it looks like it's in near-perfect or uncirculated condition, you may just be holding onto a rare gem, and if you find a quarter with a minting error or any other unusual features, that could mean even more money in your pocket. You might want to have it appraised by a professional numismatist or coin dealer to confirm its authenticity and value.